Well, hello there. Welcome. Welcome to the show. It's a good one, folks. It's a bit brisk out there. Do you guys got your flannel shirts and your pumpkin lattes?
I do.
Oh,
I do. I'm
ready.
ready.
But not for the pumpkin lattes. I don't know how
those
you make
are
these
extremely
pumpkin
gross.
spice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't get
No offense. If
Yep.
you like those,
Yeah.
hey,
We like them too.
that. We're
Yeah.
judging you.
yeah,
No, we're not.
sure.
Yes, we are. We're totally
Sure.
judging you. Don't let Shannon lie to you. We're judging
I
you
know.
and your pumpkin
Wow.
spice.
Wow.
I know.
No doubt.
Sorry.
It's almost fall, y'all.
It's fall, y'all.
Yeah. It feels a little fall weather today. That's nice.
Hey,
So-
I had a memory pop up on my phone that said there was snow 2 years ago today. Like
That was an early snow.
My
I do
girls were
remember that.
outside in
Yeah.
the snow, so I was like, "Whoa, this is different."
That's awesome.
But yeah, welcome to the show.
Hey,
Hey, we're back.
what's up? We got Shannon Krecklow here.
Hi.
Hey.
Oh, yeah.
Hi there. How you doing?
Oh, so awesome.
Disregard.
She's a little feisty today, folks. Just so you know, she's a little
Disregard.
feisty.
Wow.
Yeah, a little feisty.
Oh, jeez.
Cracking the whip over here.
Cracking the whip.
Sorry.
Well, of course, I am her husband.
Yeah.
I'm the lucky guy.
He's the one
married
that's
to her.
He's
Yeah.
the one that's getting cracked by the whip.
So
Yeah.
there's that.
He's a little bit of the fire. She's a little of the spice. Fire and
Yeah.
spice.
That's
So there
right.
you
Fire
go.
and spice.
There you
Yep.
Aren't y'all lucky?
Oh, hey, I didn't move that.
Oh.
Sorry about that.
Yeah.
So I
It's
don't.
all right.
It's all right. Watch this. Look, this works.
There.
Hey, it's Brian
Oh.
Paolillo. Look at that. That was
Yeah.
smooth.
We had the
Woo.
close up.
So
nice.
smooth. Shannon
That
has no
feels
idea
good.
what we're talking
I
about.
have
so
no idea
it's
what you're talking
pretty
about,
awesome.
but hi, Brian.
Yeah. Hey.
Hey there.
I know.
That's awesome.
So yeah, lots going on. What are we going to talk about
yeah.
today, guys? What's the topic today on the show?
What is the topic today? Yeah, that's a good
Yeah.
question. What is a seller's market versus what
what's
is a buyer's market versus what is going on in
What's
the
going
market?
on?
What is going on in the
What's
market?
going on?
Yeah, what's
Yeah.
shaking out there? What's shaking?
That's all you're
bacon?
hearing. Everyone's talking about like, oh, the market's gonna do this, the market's
Yeah.
gonna do that, and yeah,
We
let's
thought we
let's
should-
just talk.
We thought we
Talk
should
reality.
shed some light on it and tell you exactly what we see and what the statistics are
Ooh.
and what's going on. So,
All right. Well,
yeah.
speaking of the market, we got these beautiful houses here. Should I show you?
yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
Check out this one.
Which one is that? Because I can't see.
This is Passing Sky.
Passing Sky. So we have a
Oh,
we have
very
a
pretty.
great listing
She's a beaut.
here in the Springs. It is a 3-bed, 2.5 bath down in Painted Sky.
beautiful.
Near Fort Carson, near
Great
Peterson
location.
Air Force Base, near Powers. It's a great home, great price. We would love to take you out for a showing. If you know anybody, please give us a call.
I mean, who doesn't want to
Yeah.
get ready in this kitchen? You know, open concept.
every day. Yeah, I'll do
I'm
it. I'm
sign
down.
me up.
Yep, let's do it.
Let's
super
do it.
bright,
Let's
super
just
bright.
buy it.
That's
Yeah,
great.
let's just do it.
Let's do it.
And then you're doing an open house tomorrow on your
Oh.
listing.
No, I'm
in
gonna be.
Castle Rock.
Yeah.
It's really loud. Got loud out
Margie and
there.
we're gonna be in Castle Rock tomorrow. So
Oh
Yep.
yeah.
this
11
house,
to 1.
yeah, this house is sweet. Yep, 11 to 1. So come see us. We're super fun. So we've got some snacks. We got
Oh,
some really
fun.
fun stuff.
Good.
some
And I've got
giveaways,
all that
so-
posted online. So if anybody has questions about
Yeah.
it, just give us a call or
Yeah.
write in
But
the
come hang
comments
out.
below. Yeah.
Just come out. You know, we just want to hang out with you. So just come hang out with us.
Yeah. There you go.
It is a good time.
So-
I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
It
Those
is.
two,
Yeah.
open house.
Yeah. We're
Yeah. Fun in
Snacks.
the sun. Fun in the sun.
I mean,
But it's
Yeah.
supposed to be cold tomorrow.
well, sun in,
so.
I think it's supposed to rain tomorrow. But sun in the you'll have fun in the rain.
Fun in the
So you'll be
rain.
fine.
Yeah. So it's
Yeah.
just fine. Either way.
but
So
please put booties on.
put booties on.
Yeah, don't track that stuff in
Oh,
the
yeah.
house.
Yeah. Or take
know?
your shoes
that's
off
bad.
at the
Or take
door.
them off.
Yep.
You know,
Let's be nice.
yeah. Wear your slip-ons. You know.
He digresses.
That's right.
Hot tips from Chris.
Yeah.
Put your booties on or take your shoes off. One of the two.
That's
Oh
right.
yeah. What's this
So,
picture? This looks like a little
this
road
is us
trip.
on our way going to the boat. Yeah,
Yes,
that
we-
doesn't
Oh,
disappoint.
yeah.
We went to Steamboat. You know,
Over the weekend.
over the weekend,
Labor Day weekend.
weekend. It was hot,
It was really hot. It was fun though. We got
beautiful.
to spend some time with Granny J and Grandpa E, our family, and took the girls everywhere that we could, and we all melted down probably I don't know, at least 3 to 5 times
I don't see
a
the
day.
bear in any of these photos.
The bear
Didn't
is
make
there.
it.
There was a bear
Yep.
attacking the trash can and a mama bear and a cub at 4:30 in the morning.
Kind of
the
scary.
First night.
Slightly.
Yeah. So that was, they're out there. When they say there's bears out there, there's bears out there. Watch
Well,
out.
Yeah,
there
they're not
was
joking.
signs everywhere that said, "Hey," and you could see the evidence that the bears were there, for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
So, it's a scary thing that they come down there and.
They're hangry.
Coming.
Don't mess
Yeah.
with the bears.
Well, and it's getting close to hibernation season, so
Yeah.
they're trying to
Yeah.
fatten up and go to sleep.
Yeah.
So,
They gotta
know?
they gotta super fatten up.
yep.
Yeah. So that you and it wouldn't be a family trip, just for the record, if you didn't have some meltdowns, right? Like
Oh,
that's
no
half
doubt.
the gig.
Yeah.
So
You know it for sure.
oh yeah. So this is we had fantasy football, our draft party over the weekend.
Nice.
We did a lot of it was virtually, but the champ from last year sent her daughter's photo with this awesome picture. My mom is the champ, and it's going to stay that way. So I thought it was an awesome way for her to show that she's coming back for a repeat for fantasy
She's
football.
there.
But yeah, but send your daughter as the
That's
Trojan
hilarious.
horse. She's coming
Yep.
in to whip all of us. So
And who's
Yeah,
this
we
on
did
stage
a
at
couple
at Red
concerts.
Rocks? Is that Red Rocks?
no, that's Fiddlers.
Oh.
That's Sammy
Okay.
Hagar. So
Oh, sweet.
it was awesome.
The Red Rocker.
The Red Rocker. Yeah, it was George Thorogood opening up, and then
Oh,
Sammy Hagar just still, I think he's 74, just freaking kills it. Just comes out with so much energy.
super dope.
So yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
That looks like a good
And then,
time. Crowd's loving it.
oh,
And
yeah.
this one's at
And
Red
then-
Rocks.
Oh yeah, this is Red Rocks. This
Unmistakable.
Is 9 Inch Nails,
Wow.
without a doubt, dude. 9 Inch Nails just murdered that place, and beautiful night. It was like 70, 72 the whole night. Amazing views, everything else. It was awesome. So if you've never seen a concert at Red Rocks,
Oh,
stop
it's a
screwing
must.
around.
You must.
get
Yeah,
there.
if you live here, if you're
Yeah.
if you're just passing through, if you live in Nebraska, you need to be going to
Yeah.
Red Rocks for sure.
Our we had a friend that came into town, and he I was like, you got to go to Red Rocks, and if there's a show, you've got to go see a show. And I think he saw Steve Miller while he was here. And I'm like,
Oh, that'd be good.
that's a good show, right? So it's a
Oh,
good
yeah.
show regardless, but then see it at Red Rocks. And he lives in Florida, and I'm like, dude, like it's totally different, right? So
Oh
I love
yeah.
it. So
Yep.
yeah. So
Well, that looks like a great time. Also, a great time coming up this Monday is Russ.
yeah.
Oh, Russ.
Oh, Russ.
Oh, Russ.
Yeah, Russ is going to take us there. He's going to take us there.
I was gonna say, Matt Ryan is on on Sunday
Oh.
with the Colts.
Oh, Matt.
Did I mention that?
Oh.
No,
Yeah.
I don't even know who that is.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks for
Yeah.
telling us
Funny.
that.
Yeah.
You'll see October 6th who he is.
Okay.
Tell us about this schedule. This is the Realtors 2022 schedule of when not to show houses.
Yeah, it's the games
Yeah, it is.
that it's going to be
Oh.
slower out there in the world. So everybody's going to be at home watching football.
All right.
It was something I found. I don't really know the
It's a
logistics.
handy tidbit.
I don't know the logistics of it. I know that traditionally in real estate, those times particularly are a little slower during
Yeah, a
certain
little bit.
games. During certain games, it
probably-
just happens. So,
Probably not going to see an open house on those days.
Yeah.
Well, and it's kind of like,
Probably not going to see.
you know,
a
when we
realtor.
were in the service industry and when the Broncos would win,
Oh,
it'd be a good week.
The next day was a good day. It
was a good day the next day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On a
Broncos
Yeah.
don't win.
everybody's cranky.
Cranky
Oh my
day.
gosh.
Yeah.
They
It's
come
a
in-
rainy Monday.
It's a rainy Monday down
Yeah.
at the bar. You better have
And
that.
there's been a
Coors-
couple
Yeah.
of years for the Broncos where it was some rainy Monday.
Oh,
Yeah.
we've had some rainy
Oh,
days.
wow.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah,
Some-
you better have that. You better have that Colorado Kool-Aid poured up on the bar for that
Ah.
crying. And there's the guy crying in their soup.
Oh, just probably me.
Literally.
I know.
But you don't drink
Yeah.
the Kool-Aid, so
Yeah, you're
that's
good.
not.
No, if I'm gonna drink Coors, I'm gonna drink Banquet.
Yeah,
I'm a
so,
Banquet guy.
yeah.
If I'm drinking the Coors,
Yeah.
I go
He's real
all
Colorado.
I go all
Yeah.
in. I can't
All
do the
Colorado.
light.
He's not lighting
Yeah.
it
I
up.
mean, do I look like a light beer kind of fella?
No.
I don't think so.
I don't think so. Oh my
You look like you're
gosh.
watching your figure though, so
Oh,
you could be
thanks.
Oh,
a
there
light-
you
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Look at you.
I'm here for you.
Well,
Nice.
then we've got the marry the house, date the rate. What's that? What are you talking about there?
Well, a lot of things, really.
That's pretty good.
Right, yeah,
I think that's good.
right now, that's a topic. It's a big thing for people since we've came from historic low rates, and now all of a sudden the rates are kind of creeping up. But what we're telling our clients is that you are actually marrying the house and you're just dating the rate. So that means that the house you're going to having to hold till death you do you part, right? But the rate you're just dating and you can change it. You can free
I like
finance
it.
it.
That's
you
really
can,
good.
You
Man.
can you can cash
deep.
out. You can pay off your loan. Whatever whatever you got to do.
Use that equity
Use
to
that equity to buy another investment property. Whatever it
do
means.
something.
Yeah, do something with that
Get
money.
it.
Make it work for you. Everybody's so nervous about it right now, which I get. But either way, you have to pay that expense to live somewhere. So
rent is not getting any cheaper.
rent is not getting cheaper.
And
We've already had that conversation. And of course,
Yeah.
we're going to be advocates for home ownership 100% hands down. That's our business and our livelihood. So, maybe we're a little bit
Well,
biased.
we are biased, but we believe in it for the right reasons
Right.
because it is an expense that you have. It is something you're going to have to pay, whether it's rent or you own it. We would all agree that if you have the, financial
Right.
means that you should own because
Right. Without a doubt.
it
Well,
just makes
and-
sense. I
And
mean,
then
come
on
on.
top of that, the amount of equity that people have gained in the last 2 years alone has been really amazing for people.
Okay.
For instance, I did a market analysis for a great client of ours 2 weeks ago when she bought her house in 2020. I think it was right at 550, something like that she bought it for. If we were to sell it today, we would list for, 760 to 770,
What a return.
200 something thousand.
I mean, that is
And
incredible.
she's just like, cha-ching, let's go. When can we get it on the market? And we're like, okay.
Well,
pump,
and you
pump,
can do a
pump,
lot
pump.
with that.
Yeah,
you could do a lot with that.
money,
Like
yeah.
if the house, you need more house or you want to refine that, or I mean, there's a lot you can do with that kind of equity. That is
Yeah.
incredible.
So it's a
Well,
long
it's a
term.
right size. Yeah.
It's
you
a
could right size
long-term
your house.
play. Yeah, it's a long-term play for you to increase your generational wealth.
Well, and while
So-
we're talking about that too, I mean, with all the doom and gloom and the sky is falling and everybody worried that we're going to have a economic collapse and
Right.
and inflation and all those things are happening. It's still a seller's market.
how do you know
Right.
that?
Yeah.
Well,
That's
why
a
don't
good
you tell
question.
me?
Yeah, well,
know
that's $1 million question. Like, what is a seller's market versus what is a buyer's market versus
Well-
what is a balanced market? So
Okay.
that's the question
Wait,
I
can
wanted to
we-
talk about.
Can we
ahead.
go back to interest rates for just 1 second? Because I want to
Please.
just
Yep, go
'cause we
ahead.
kind of breezed over one piece. Interest rates have gone up, and they are, they're the highest they've been since 2008, which is 100% accurate.
Right.
The big piece inside of that, though, is there are people right now that have credit card debt, that have
Oh,
car
yeah.
payment, that have higher interest rates, have other pieces that you can utilize that equity. So, like, think of that
Yep.
that client you're just talking about. They just gained 210,000
Yep.
in equity in their house. They could get those interest rates down on their credit cards into a fixed rate.
Right.
And that side of it is, you're going to pay it off. You're going to pay it off in a certain time, right? You can take a home equity line of credit. You could do some other pieces. You can do some cash out ideas. But the more important piece in there is you can get rid of some of that extra debt. And
Right.
people going into these, there's some hardships coming up, right? I'm not going to beat around the bush, but utilize that side of it. If you have a car payment, like we just had a client who refinanced part of their house, and they did a home equity line, and their truck payment, I mean, they had an $80,000 truck, right? And that's not uncommon for in a truck, right? An $80,000 truck that was, I think, at 5.5% or 6%, and they were paying somewhere in the neighborhood of $800 or $900 a month on it. They refinanced that thing down out of their house equity, and their payment is now manageable, right?
Wow.
It's a manageable, and it'll be paid off faster actually than it would have been through the credit
Yep.
that they were in.
Smart.
So-
Yep. Good for them for
Right.
making that money work for them and being aware
Right.
of, I guess,
Right.
limits and whatnot. So, because that's a huge
And they-
thing.
And they approached us about selling their house, and I said, "Look, let's ease the pain before we sell your
Right.
house, right? And
Right.
look, we make money selling your house, right? I'm not gonna no one's lying about that. But that's not what's best for your client. The best thing for the client was we've got to let's get rid of that pain and then keep your mortgage, your interest rate. Their interest rate is like 2.25, something ridiculously low.
Wow.
Their home equity line of credit was a little bit higher, but it was still beating out that car payment.
Smart.
And then it was being paid off in 5 years
Yep.
instead of 7 years.
Yep.
So
Good.
huge,
Good.
huge, huge.
High five to them. So nice job for
Yeah.
making that that work. That's great.
Yeah.
So
Okay. Sorry about going down that road. Let's
No, I'm
talk
glad you
about
did.
what's the market. Let's talk about
what?
the market.
Yep. What is the market?
Well, we have these stats here. What do we got here, Shannon?
I have to
what
look.
are we looking
I
at?
have
Let
to
me get
look
this
here,
watermark off here, because I might.
on my, because I can't see your screen. I
Or
think
handy
the,
dandy.
Yep, the one that you're looking at right now is the housing statistics for Colorado Springs. So Chris and I are located in the Colorado Springs area, and our main MLS is Pikes Peak Association of Realtors. So every month they come out with new stats for the average and median home sales price. So as of August 2022, the average sales price in Colorado Springs was $530,530 let's just say for the average. And then the median, the median home price for Colorado Springs is $485,592. Now looking back at a year ago, so August 2021, the median home price was $450,000, so we've jumped up $30,000 and some change, and then from the average is $499,278 up to $530,000, so about $30,000 on the median and average. So we're still increasing in value. It just might not be appreciating as fast.
So that goes back to what we were
Yep.
just talking about with the fact that, like, we're not seeing depreciation, we're just seeing slower appreciation.
Yes.
Right? So it's not
You're
like
not seeing the rocket going straight up.
Yeah.
Where that's what inflation is. When things go straight up, that's not sustainable. We need
Correct.
more of a bringer out a little bit slower and a little bit more of just a slight upgrade.
Yeah.
Right. And then the other stat that I pulled from the Pikes Peak Association of Realtors shows your months of supply. So for July 2022,
is that this Realtor Services?
Yep. That one is just kind of smaller on your side. So I'll just kind of go over the highlights of it. But for July 2022, we were at 1.8 months of supply. And Brian, when I'm done, I'll have you explain what that means. And then for August in Colorado Springs, we were at 1.9 months of supply. So we went up a 0.1%, I guess. And we're still in technically a seller's market, because in order to be a balanced market, we need 6 months of supply. So those numbers would have to say 6 months or 6.0. And then right now we're at 1.8 and 1.9. Days on market.
Which is a big change for everybody, because
Yes.
we are not used to that. Like, things are different. The landscape is different for sure.
Yep.
And that's kind of illustrated in this next slide that we have here that really shows you the active inventory, closed homes.
This is DMAR though. So this is Denver market.
This is Denver.
Yep. So this is up in Brian's neck of the woods, and this is going to show you what he's looking at up there. So from the active inventory to closed home average sales price. So the average closed price in the Denver metro area right now is $744,000. And then the median close price is $645. Average days in MLS is 20, which is up a little bit. And then the active inventory, it's saying that it's down from the month over month.
Our stats were similar too. We had a similar. The inventory actually was down a little bit too.
Yeah.
When I just recently looked at that.
Let me explain this a little bit. So this time of the year, you typically see some of these houses coming off the market. You'll see, I can't remember what the number was, but 700 homes or something like that. The listings expired right after Labor Day, which is a normal time, right? That's, but so that took 700 houses off the market. It still leaves 5,000 houses on the market, right? Which is for Denver metro area, that's crazy for what we've had in the last couple of years, right? when you see like 20 days on market on average, right? That's from where we were, which was like 6 days, seven
Yeah.
days, right?
Right.
And that it's crept up, right? It has crept up. You are seeing more price reductions or price improvements, but you're seeing that part where people aren't just throwing the house on the market and saying, "Haha, it's worth 800,000 and it's really worth 500,000," right?
Right.
We've seen that correction a lot, and you're seeing more price decreases. And the longer that there's more inventory, from a 20-day to a 40-day on market piece, that really is still considered a seller's market, right?
Yep.
A balanced market, meaning it's good for buyers and for sellers, we really need about 6 months. It's 5.5 months roughly to about 6.5 months of inventory, uh, which we haven't seen in Colorado. We haven't seen that since, I think it's 2008, maybe
Yeah.
2009. That was the last time we've really seen that. And so to then be a buyer's market, we would have to be at that 6.5 month plus,
Yep.
right? And that's where we were after all the fiascos from the 2005, 6, 7, 8 of giving people loans for having a pulse, things like that, which is never healthy. But we've changed all
Right.
that, right? We've made it harder for people to get loans. We're making people verify income. We're making them go through underwriting. The appraisers are now in a bigger, like, they're in a pool. They're not just like hand picked out like they were back then. So we fixed a lot of those problems that were happening. That's what that market crash was from. So we're going into a healthier market, even with it going down. We're still in a healthier market, right? That's 100%. So that's kind of the big differences between a buyer's, a seller's, and a balanced. And we're not even close to a balanced market at the moment, but we're moving that way, right? So you're
Right.
seeing better deals. You're not seeing people writing offers sight unseen on houses, which
Or
we
for
never
crazy
encourage.
amounts over. You're not seeing
Right,
that. We're
right,
seeing seller
right,
concessions.
right.
And there's more opportunity out there for buyers to get the house that they want.
There is a lot more balance, and
Yeah.
it was
Right.
completely unbalanced for quite some time, and now we're seeing some
Right.
more balance, and frankly, that just has to happen. I mean, it couldn't continue that
It
way.
couldn't. Yeah, there's no way.
Same with interest rates; they can't stay that low. Like
Right.
it's just not going to work.
Right. And people always forget, like, interest rates are like, oh, like the Fed's trying to screw me, right? But they're not. Bonds are what really decide that. And most people have like a 401k, or they have any kind of retirement setup. They have bonds mixed in there, and bonds have been returning nothing, and I mean nothing, for 10
Wow.
years.
Wow.
So that part is, that has to be fixed. That's a major component. You see some of these 401ks and such, they have like 25 and 30% that have bond ratios in it. And if you don't get a return on that, what happens? People shift out of bonds and they go to something else. And those are high risk. Bonds are low risk. So you have to have a pretty balanced portfolio, especially investing. So
Yep.
they have to get that back. So it's a big piece. It saves you in the long run. But yes, is there going to be some pain? Yes. Are you going to be spending $100,000 over the list price? No. Are you going to pay a little bit more in interest? Yeah, you're going to have to date that rate a little bit. And as
Yeah,
rates
date that
come back
rate.
down,
Yep.
See
Yep.
what
yeah,
happens.
when you
Yeah.
see those rates come back down, jump. Right?
Married
You're
to the
gonna see
house,
that.
but I'm
Right.
dating the rate.
Right. And then
so-
one
Right.
one thing
Right.
with that too to consider, a lender told me this a while ago, that when you do refinance your house and you do get your monthly payment down, pay the initial payment that you were already accustomed to paying, pay that extra money towards your principal, and get the life of the loan cut down anyway with the interest rate. Like if you
Right.
do get the payment down, still continue to pay that other monthly payment, because you're already used to it. You know that you have to do that anyway. Right now, you just be putting your money where your mouth is, really, and helping yourself at the end of the loan. So
Right.
I thought that was really good advice from the lender. She was like, make sure if you do refinance, keep paying that payment. Put the rest of it towards your principal. And I was like, all right, I'll I'll bite. I'll do that.
I'm down with that.
Yeah, like it, obviously your financial situation is going to depend on that. And if you have the funds to do it and, the means and whatnot, maybe it's a birthday or a Christmas or something came up and you can't do that. I get it. Life happens. But if you can make it work, then go for it. So I don't know. Yeah.
Well, and we're seeing more buyers coming back out of the ones that were
in hiding,
really that were hiding,
they were
scared,
hibernating,
hibernating. Yeah. We're seeing them come back and we're seeing them say, I mean, the interest rate's a little bit worse, but I'm not having to bid $50,000 over, right? I can use that money to pay down. I can buy down the rate. I can buy down the rate for a couple of years. I can buy the interest rate down to a price that's more realistic as opposed to.
There's all kinds of options with that. People just don't realize we have different options for them. So that's really important to remember too.
And we're seeing more seller concessions, right? We're seeing more seller concessions that are willing to pay down. They're willing to do some work. There's a little bit more negotiable or more negotiation
there's
happening.
Opportunities for buyers, in this market. And we do need to remind, like ourselves what it was like only a year ago, and how difficult that was to find a house. And now, now the tables have turned a little bit, I mean, although you are paying more in interest, it seems like it's favorable for you to be a buyer at this point if you still haven't purchased that home.
So. The funny part, and this is a really an amazing statistic, more real estate transactions happen in a balanced market than in any other market.
Interesting.
Right? So, and when inflation's up and things like that are happening, that's typically when the most real estate transactions happen. And the reason being is people are trying to set their costs and they're trying to help stabilize all that stuff and have, hey, my mortgage is going to be this. It's not going to go up every month with like my rent. Right. So there's no fluctuation. And so you really see that as you're looking at these pieces, there are so many deals out there right now.
Oh yeah.
There were houses, we were looking at houses for investment properties at 400,000. There wasn't a couple months ago, there weren't 4 or 5 houses. Now there's probably 30 houses, right?
Yeah, that's incredible.
Yep, good.
Yeah, that's you're able to pick and choose and have some competition and
let's say that there was an area you weren't able to get into whatsoever, and now that may be a possibility.
Interesting.
So. And sellers are also understanding, those, like, I'm not going to get 50,000 over my list price, right? But I know that I'll probably make up some money on the buy side too. So it's again going back to what it truly should be, which is a win-win for both, not just let's clobber the buyer, right?
Yeah, I love that. That's really what we try to live by, is having win-win relationships, win-win deals, win-win. However it works, it needs to be win-win for both parties. So we talk about that a lot.
The balance has been, a little bit of an adjustment for our sellers and for those clients. And then it's also been kind of a sigh of relief for our buyers. So I feel like, it's a positive balance that we're leaning toward, so it's a good thing. There's a lot of opportunities.
Yep.
For sure.
Heck yeah. But yeah, if you have questions on any of that, we'd love to be of value. We'd love to chat more. Of course, if you know anybody that's kind of dipping their toe in the water and they don't understand, shoot the video their way and let them know what we talk about, because we have fun doing this. And
we do have fun.
Yeah,
we ultimately want to be a resource for you as a buyer, as a seller, in residential, commercial real estate, investments, property, any of those things. We consider ourselves experts, and we'd love to lend that expertise to you and help you. So we're happy to do that. Please reach out. We've got our contact info up right now.
Good,
it's like we planned that.
Interesting. Good.
Well played.
Yes, nice.
That's right.
Nicely done.
That's right.
Hot tip.
Hot tip. Pro tip. But it's been a great show. We really appreciate you guys tuning in. Yeah. Make sure and follow us on social media. Give us a like, subscribe,
a share.
Give us a call.
Come see us tomorrow at the open house. Yeah.
That's right.
Share it, whatever you got to do. Thanks so much.
All right. Bye. Thanks, guys. Bye.
Bye, y'all.